Medical terminology lesson. To understand medical terms, you must have some basic knowledge of word parts. Medical terms have one or more roots that contain the main meanings of the term and can have a suffix, which means a word ending, and they might have a prefix added to the beginning of the word as well. When reading the definition of a medical term, you say the meaning of the suffix first and then explain the meaning of the rest of the word by reading it from the beginning to the end. For the word hepatic, for example, you define the suffix "ic", which means pertaining to, first, and then the root. The root of the word hepatic is hepato. That means liver, and it comes from the Greek language. Word parts for medical terminology basically come from Greek or Latin. So, the definition of hepatic is pertaining to the liver. There are more rules for defining medical terms that we will explain as we go along. You know the meanings of many word parts already. Let's have a look at these pictures. What do you see in them? That's right. Transport or transportation, microscope, and subway. Each one of these words has two or more parts. For instance, transport or transportation comes from Latin. Trans means across, and portare, which sounds similar to port, means to carry. And the suffix ation means the action or result of. So to transport is to carry something across a distance, while transportation is the action or result of carrying something across a distance. What about subway? Well, in Latin, sub generally means under, and you will see this prefix in a lot of medical terms like subhepatic, which means pertaining to, under the liver. Back to subway. Since way commonly means road, subway is generally used for underground transportation, sometimes referred to as the underground. Finally, microscope. Now we've come to a word you encounter in many science classes. Scope is the root here, meaning an instrument used to view something, and micro just means small. So a microscope is an instrument used to view or magnify something small. Now let's break down a few words into word parts, and then I will ask you to write a few medical terms by combining some of the word parts. Pay attention to the meanings of the words and the rules for how to build medical terms. The first term is biology. The suffix is logi, meaning the study of, and the root or combining form is bio, or life. So biology means the study of life. We use the final vowel letter from the combining form when the suffix starts with a consonant. Here we use the letter O from bio to connect to the suffix logi. The root cardio means heart, and cardiology is the study of the heart. IC, ic, is one of the most common suffixes for an adjective and is one of the many that means pertaining to. Gastro means stomach, so gastric means pertaining to the stomach. Notice that only one vowel is used to combine the root and the suffix, and the vowel from the suffix is the one that is used. AC is another common adjective suffix that means pertaining to. We already know that cardio means heart, so then cardiac is pertaining to the heart. Similarly, for the word enteritis, the I of the suffix itis, the suffix meaning inflammation, is used for combining with the root entero, which means intestine. Enteritis means inflammation of the intestine. So what happens when you have two roots in a medical term, like electrocardiogram? In this case, you combine the two roots with the letter O. Can you guess what it means? Well, gram means record, and electrocardiogram is a written record of the electrical activity of the heart. The combining vowel from the first word root is usually retained for pronunciation when adding an additional root that starts with a vowel. And the last one, gastroenteritis. You know the meanings for all of the word parts for this one. That's right. It means inflammation of the stomach and the intestines. Now it's your turn to write some medical terms using definitions. The first one is inflammation of the stomach. The second one is pertaining to, below the stomach. The next one is instrument to visually examine the stomach. The fourth definition is the study of the stomach and intestine. The fifth definition is pertaining to across the stomach. The final definition is the study of the heart.